Okay, and finally we get to channel 3, which is my favorite of the 3 channels, and it's the channel that I use the most. I use it for my main rhythm crunch sound as well as my lead sound. And the beautiful thing about the Mark V is that it does have the Mark IIc Plus sounds in there and the Mark IV sounds. I'm going to show it to you in the Mark IV mode. And the thing that I love about it is that for rhythm sounds, it's so broad and tight and rich, and it's just this big sea of tone that you just want to dive into. And at the same time, I'm able to get really fat singing lead sounds with plenty of sustain and plenty of gain. So let me show you what I do to get those sounds. Basically, with the Mark V, which is true to the Mark IVs and the Mark IIs if you've ever owned them, in order to get the tightest sound on the low end, what you need to do is turn the bass down a bit. And you can kind of find that point if you chug on a string and turn the bass knob. You can hear where it starts to flub, as I like to call it. It flubs out the low end. So get that to where it sounds tight. Do the same thing with the gain control. If you're going for that tight kind of immediate sound, experiment around 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock might be a little much for a rhythm sound. But if you chug on a lower note while you're muting, you can really hear where it flubs out and then back it off from there. Treble gives you some nice added gain if you're up where I have it. And once again, the presence could be used to just blossom the top end and really open it up. Middle I like to keep below 12 o'clock because I don't like it to be honky in any way and too harsh. And then the thing I didn't talk about before is the EQ. Now the EQ is an essential part of shaping the sound in channel 3. Now what you're going to do, starting with the left, is you're going to roll in some of the bass that you took out over here. So it's a different sort of low end. It's still tight, but it makes the bottom just really full. So you take out any flubbiness with the bass control, you add in low end with the low fader over here. A similar thing, although it creeps up a little bit, the 240 range here, I like to boost this fader a little bit. The middle one, the 750, is one of the more powerful faders. I like to scoop it out. If you bring it up too much, it's going to go back to being a narrow sound, and it might get too honky sounding. So I like to scoop that, not all the way down. If you go all the way down, your sound disappears, but right around the line or above the line. And then the last two are important for bringing out the growl. You have to be careful because it is the upper mids and the highs, so if you pump them way up, your sound's going to get too harsh. You don't want that. But the 2200 fader is really good for bringing out just some of that upper mid distortion and gain. It really makes the guitar sit really well in a mix and when you're playing live with the band. And you can kind of polish it off with the last fader, you know, almost in a mastering sense. You know, use the last fader and the presence control as your mastering tools there to just get the very top end shimmer out of the guitar. And that is my philosophy. This is in the pentode mode. Once again, I like to open the whole amp up. 90 watts, pentode, Mark IV. Go for it. Enjoy. All right, so there you have it. I really enjoyed sharing my philosophies on tone and all of my settings. So get out there, get yourself a Mark V, and go for it. Have some fun. So until next time, keep practicing. All right.
Okay.
That's like my Body by Jake. Don't quit.
Get her done.
Yeah, get her done. That's my catchphrase.
That's how it's done.